Okay, it's been a while, so we're going to catch up. We'll talk about a few different topics and a few different things, guys. All right. And that's just basically how it's going to be. It's going to be pretty unstructured, just catching up. It's been ages. And a lot has happened, kind of, to talk about. And so I'll kick it straight off with the whole thing about that guy called Luigi. And basically, he has attacked that healthcare CEO dude. So, just to give you a little bit of background, well, not background, just some info that I know about on it. All I know in a way. So, basically, this guy, this Luigi dude, kind of young guy, he's gone and he has basically taken the life of this healthcare CEO. And America is basically backing Luigi. Everyone's like, this guy's a hero. This guy is amazing. This guy is a hero. We should make statues of him, etc., etc. Some people are saying, well, listen, that's healthcare CEO, man. He's got a wife and a child and a family, etc., etc. Also true. So it's a bit wild in that sense because people are a bit like, wait a minute, I mean, a life has been taken, but in a way, this life has been taken of somebody who was kind of responsible for a lot of other lives. So let me just give some information on that. This CEO guy, for the length of time that he was CEO, apparently there was about 40,000 deaths. Deaths which would not have happened if the CEO was one of those who would actually cover those people's healthcare in his policy, in the policy. As we all know, insurance, care, all this kind of stuff, it's the whole business of it is them trying to find a way to not cover you. So, one example, house insurance, somewhere in America. A storm comes and it smashes up the house. The insurance person comes over and checks it all out, what the deal is, and they'll say something like, well, you didn't board up your windows correctly. And because you didn't board up your windows correctly, that's why your kitchen or living room is now smashed in. So now we are not going to cover your living room, your kitchen, because you didn't do your bit. So a lot of insurance and care and stuff is all about finding a way out, finding a way to not pay, while at the same time making people pay, or at least convincing people to pay for the insurance, to pay for the care packages and all that kind of stuff. So people are saying basically it's a massive hustle. These healthcare companies, these insurance companies are basically run by gangsters. That's the whole point. That's the whole argument on one side of it, that this is all just run by gangsters, and they say basically sometimes gangsters get hit. That's what happens. So there is a lot of complexity to the situation. There's more to it in that Luigi's family apparently own a bunch of care homes, and when people look at the ratings of these care homes, they're badly rated. And so people are saying that if Luigi cares about care, cares about people, cares about health, then he may really want to be going after his own family. That's who he should be looking at. So there's strange levels to it. But partly what I see is perhaps Luigi is angry at the healthcare man because he's got intricate knowledge of care, of healthcare. Maybe the care homes which his family runs would be a lot better if these insurance company actually held up their part of the deal. If those companies held up their part of the deal, maybe those care homes would be working better, working correctly. Maybe that's his motivation behind it all. So, yeah, a lot going on in that. People are basically looking at Luigi in a good light, and it's kind of putting a spotlight on the whole healthcare situation in America. The Flagrant podcast, which I don't generally recommend, to be honest. I mean, they're all right, but they did a good part on it just recently, so might be worth looking at. They have some interesting perspectives on the Luigi thing. Oh yeah, another thing is, apparently Luigi had really masterminded the whole thing. How he'd arranged it all, he had masterminded it. Like, apparently he had left breadcrumbs like messages and tweets and stuff like this. But then he was caught in McDonald's, dining in. He's in McDonald's, dining in, not even takeaway. And he's apparently had loads of evidence on him. Loads of evidence. So it's like, what is that about? Like, what was actually happening there? That's a bit weird, to be honest. But that's the Luigi thing. So it is a little bit strange how he was somehow a mastermind in one breath, but like in the other, he's somehow just been caught like with evidence, like just in the McDonald's. It kind of makes no sense in a way. It is a bit strange. Is he just the fall guy? Has this been planted on him? What's going on? Okay, Diddy and the Diddy situation. The Diddy update. I think people were waiting for Jay-Z to be pulled into this, right? And yes, finally Jay-Z is now pulled into it. We were all waiting. We were all thinking, where's Jay-Z? Where's Beyonce and all this? Jay-Z and Diddy have been close. Jay-Z has been at the parties, so it's just a matter of time till Jay-Z's pulled in. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting, because apparently there was a court case filed against, I believe it's not against Diddy's lawyer. It's basically against Busby, right? Busby is basically the lawyer who is going for Diddy, right? He's prosecuting. He's not defending, he's prosecuting. And so Busby is looking at all the evidence and stuff, and there was a court case filed against him saying that he is basically extorting celebrities. Let's look at how he's doing that. What he's doing is putting out a really broad threat. And you'll have heard it, and he says, there's loads of evidence here, we're still going through loads in discovery, etc., and there's going to be so many people that are going to go down from this. We're going to release all the evidence. And he alludes to the fact of maybe you would rather come forward now and settle this out of court as opposed to this like becoming a thing. You'd rather not have your name dragged through the mud. So don't do that. Just come forward now and we can settle this out of court. And so that's what Busby has been basically doing. Now, Jay-Z is saying that's just basically extorting people. Now, how is that? Let's give you an example. If I do a court case against, Ben Affleck, and I say that this guy attacked me in extremely gruesome ways, and we didify it a little bit. Now, just having Ben Affleck's name next to those allegations is damaging for his career, right? You're basically, you're guilty before you've been tried in a lot of these situations. So a lot of the celebrities will do their best, because it's all about PR, isn't it? They'll do their best to prevent having their name even come close to that kind of situation. We don't even want to be named next to those kinds of attacks, those kinds of stories, because that is bad PR. We're going to lose a lot of contracts, deals, films, whatever else is coming. A lot of investment's going to be gone. Just by those claims being put against the person. So celebrities will then try to damage control, and they would rather pay out. We'd rather pay 100 grand, 200 grand, whatever it's going to be, to protect the brand than have it named in a court case. Whether that court case is true or false. That's what this has all been about. And that's what Busby has apparently been doing. He's been coming out, putting a broad threat to a bunch of celebrities, maybe contacting some, I don't know, and then going through the whole deal of, let's settle this out of court before it gets to a thing. And it goes even deeper, like it goes really weird. Like apparently there are people who Busby has told to basically raise a court case. Like, you raise a court case against this person and we'll get it moving for you. Like, in a way, in like a dodgy way. Yeah? Like, even if it's like not true, got very little evidence, all the rest of it, let's get a court case going and let's see what we can get settled out of court. Okay, now then, on the other hand, apparently people are coming forward saying that Jay-Z, I don't know how this part really works, but apparently Jay-Z has been either convincing people, I don't know if it's celebrities, but he's basically been telling people to come out and expose Busby for trying to force them to start a false court case, basically. So they're basically fighting both ways. Like, one's getting people to like start court cases, which could be false, and the other one is like getting people to come out and say that Busby tried to make you start a court case even though there's nothing there. Do you get it? So it's like it's probably being like fought both ways. Now, Johnny Depp's lawyer, Ben Chew, who was very cool in the whole Depp case and everything, Ben Chew came out and he was saying that his mentor, when he was very early on learning about law and stuff, told him basically always defend the client, never defend yourself. And he goes, Busby is now falling into the trap of defending himself, because that's what Busby is now doing. Busby is basically out there defending himself, saying, no, look, I am not like extorting people. I'm just going after celebrities, trying to protect people and get people what's theirs and all that. But yeah, he's actually, in doing that, the comments are him defending himself. That's what he's doing. And Ben Chew, of course, who we know is very successful and great at his job, he was like, yeah, that's like one of the massive rules is like what not to do. So that's happening. That's a bit weird. I actually thought that Jay-Z was innocent, because Jay-Z, as soon as like this whole thing kind of blew up, Jay-Z came out and said, well, surely somebody who's been accused of something so heinous, something so, unbelievable, right? Something so bad, basically. Surely that person should be going to jail. Why don't you do a real court case on me? Let's do a proper one. And let's look at putting me in jail then, because of the accusation. Now, apparently, he can't go to jail because of statute of limitations for this thing. So that was actually pretty clever for Jay-Z to come out and shout from the rooftops, if you want to get me, come and get me. I'm clearly innocent. You can't put me in jail. But of course, on that, there's statute of limitations, so he can't go to jail. So that was actually just very, very clever PR, very smartly put together. Got to give a lot of credit on that part of what he did there. But then I find that a bit strange. I'm like, why has he got statute of limitations, but then Diddy hasn't? How is Diddy already in jail when, for basically the same attack, Jay-Z is still out there? Well, okay, I think I've kind of answered it already, and that is because of the amount of evidence that has been found against Diddy at the moment. So I suppose that's why he's in there. because that is actual evidence. And of course, we can't forget the weaponry that was found at his premises. So yeah, so in fact, I rescind that. I can see why there's the difference. I mean, there's no evidence on Jay-Z, and if there was anything, I'm sure he did his best to get rid of everything as soon as Diddy went down. Now, unless there's some video footage which comes out from Diddy's mansion showing Jay-Z in a precarious situation, that's something. Now, next, I want to talk about, super quickly, let's talk about Jamie Foxx. So, Jamie Foxx, guys, we all thought he was a clone. Well, I didn't think he was a clone, to be honest, but not impossible. But no, he's come out and he said, nope, I'm not a clone. I'm really me. And he's like debunked that, or at least that's what a clone would do. No, I'm joking. So yeah, he's come out and he said what really happened, and he's cleared Diddy's name. That sounds like the action of somebody who's scared of Diddy to me. That sounds like somebody who don't want to get Diddied. And so he's saying it's not Diddy when Diddy did it. That was a really emotional performance, wasn't it? Like, it was a proper, really emotional performance. It's mad what happened. What was it? Like a stroke or something? It was still quite mysterious, even after the whole thing. It was like, what happened? I'm pretty sure that there was a stroke involved. I've never seen a stand-up like that. That was such a crazy stand-up. Like, there was proper crying. His lip was going mental. His lip should get an Oscar just for itself. And then he's cracking jokes again. So, a real mixture of stuff going on there. The funny parts were really funny. Like, I like the Cat Williams stuff. His impressions are still really good. And his singing's really good. I feel like he should do more of it. How long was he gone for? Was it about a year? Was it 2 years? I can't remember now, to be honest, how long he disappeared for. Like, it was all really strange. And then, yeah, credit to his family for keeping it so well wrapped up and so secret. And massive credit to him, because the way he's come back, he looks like he never had anything. Like, he proper looks like you would never know that he's been through anything. Like, he just looks like proper like himself. Like, he's not even like aged or out, if you know what I mean. And Denzel Washington, by the way, on the other hand, I mean, not doing the guy over. I mean, age is a thing. We're all going to age and stuff. But Denzel, it's just, you know, sometimes your heroes, you just see him age and it's like, it's just a thing, isn't it? You know? He's doing well though. He's actually doing really well. So, credit to Denzel. And so yeah, Jamie Foxx's thing was funny, very emotional. Never seen a stand-up like it before in my entire life. It was good, and it was good to get some information out. He's cleared Diddy's name, which is interesting. And you know, a few things like the whole clone and that lot. Apparently, like, he even heard people in public saying to him, "That's not Jamie Foxx, that's a clone." So, the clone thing out there is really strong. Moving on. Just a quick thing on Young Philly. Now, a lot of people here won't know who Young Philly is. He is basically a kind of popular YouTuber in England. And he's basically part of the beta squad, but like not really a part of it. So like they never really took him in. He was kind of kept out of the beta squad, but they're a popular bunch and he was like very closely linked to them. Like Chunks was basically one of his best mates, and Chunks has a podcast with Philly. Philly also was breaking into the music industry, very heavily like synth, what do you call it when they control your voice with synth? That thing where they make your voice sound better than it is. Auto-tuned. Very heavily auto-tuned music, but catchy in places. I don't think he'll be doing that anytime soon. So Philly, this popular guy, got accused of attacking a young lady after one of his shows in a hotel room. And that court case, I think, is happening now, this month or something. I'm not really hearing much about it. But while he's over there in Australia, where this has happened, and while he's on bail out there in Australia, he's got done for like reckless driving, like speeding or something. And I find that crazy because, to be honest, I'm pretty sure he lost his license and just got his license back recently. He has literally lost his license, got his license back, got done in the other side of the world, like got major problem, like major legal issue, code red, and then he's got done for like crazy driving. He was like 40 miles an hour or something over the speed limit. And he's getting done for that now as well. So, you know, no joke, he's just recently got his license back. I'm positive. Because I remember him talking about it on the podcast, that he's banned and stuff like that. And then very quickly on, like, he was like, yeah, no, I just got another car. I don't get it. You know, once you've been banned or something like that, you just drive sensibly. If you appreciate your license, you just drive sensibly. To anybody else out there who drives immaturely, just take it easy. It's not worth it. You'd rather just drive sensibly, take it easy. So Philly, his situation, unfortunately for Philly, has kind of gone from bad to worse. And that's just the way it is. And it's all happening in Australia. Like, how random does it get? How weird is that? Right, moving on. Unrelated topics. We're just chatting, just catching up, guys. It's been a while. How have you been? Put it in the comments. What have I missed? Put it in the comments. Let's discuss it. Yeah? You're going to like this one. Rhythm and Flow. So that is basically the American version of the Rap Game UK, where you get like 20 quid if you win. That's Rap Game UK. But Rhythm and Flow, America. So basically this is a rap talent show, and it's in America, and they have some pretty good people, to be honest. Now, the celebrity guests on it were impressive. A good bunch of them, I didn't know who they were. Like, yeah, the judges. Who was it? DJ Khaled. There was Lato, don't know who she is, and Ludacris. So Ludacris, DJ Khaled, of course, know who they are. And then at one point, Eminem was there, and that is mental, because on the UK version, I think they are years away from getting Stormzy. Yeah, and Busta Rhymes turned up. That was crazy. I didn't know anybody else. Now, the winner of Rhythm and Flow, so this is, you know, American rap, etc., was a guy called Dre TL. And in my opinion, he shouldn't have won. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, I hate to say it, I couldn't really tell what the guy was saying. It really was not clear. If that's the popular style in like American rap, so not the stuff that is supposed to go global, then fair enough. If that's what America likes, that's what America likes. It must be very much like an ATL kind of sound. But yeah, he had a really weird sound. I think his style was kind of weird. He had this whole thing about like, I can't dance. So that was just something strange. But like, some of them really loved him. Like Lato was crazy about him. And that other one, I don't know what her name is now. This other rap lady who I couldn't even tell what she was saying when she was talking. She was talking and I couldn't tell a single word she was saying. Like the accent was so strong that I just didn't know what was going on. Dre TL, in my opinion, should not have won. The winner should have been J-Taj. J-Taj should have won. And it was so weird because the feedback which jayz would repeatedly get was, "You're so polished, you're so polished, you're so good, you're so polished." And one of his performances was proper like a movie soundtrack. And he was just really impressive. Maybe they see more of a future in Dre TL. Maybe Dre TL has got a sound which is more local, maybe popular in certain pockets, and in those pockets it's really popular. But yeah, nah, he ain't the guy. There was Surah Ali, who was like this really aggressive woman. Like, yeah, like her rap was like good, like talented and rap, and you've got it, and she's got like experience and stuff, but she was proper angry. Like, she just was. Okay, she's allowed to be angry, that's not an issue, that's fine, but she was doing things like proper throwing it in the face of the what they called, the judges. She came out and she said, like, if I don't win, then these guys cheated. Like, that's a bit mad for your fellow contestants, but in the same breath, I kind of get it, because it's like controversy sells. She's really pushing her brand and who she is and what she is, and in that sense, she might have been the most rap out of all of them. Like, rap, big part of it is aggression. Big part of it is, you know, telling your story, being yourself. That is a big chunk of it. Not all of it, but an aspect of it. And she really honed that in. And I think, I'm pretty sure it was her, where people were trying to work with her. So like producers, or I don't know, some kind of talent was basically trying to seek her out for work. Like, we're choosing you. So I reckon she'll have a good career. Yeah, I think that, like, don't like spit in the face of the opportunity that's come to you. I think that's a bit mad, because that's kind of what came out of it in a way. But like, definitely talented, definitely can do well, definitely has got a lot to her. I think that the judges were a bit taken aback when she was like, you know, basically throwing it back in their face. And I get that. That's a bit mad. That's a bit of a thing. And I think at one point she was arguing with one of the contestants. I can't remember who. Was it that Diamond? But yeah, I think she was. Yeah, in fact, no, there definitely was. It might have even been like the first one where they had to rap like together in a cypher, I think, one after the other, and they couldn't agree on the order, who's going first, last, etc. But then this is what kind of happens. Like, she hasn't won the show, but she's been like perhaps the biggest talking point of the show. So she hasn't won, but has she really lost? You know, she's got a lot of publicity out of it. She's got her name out of it. She's got a spotlight out of it. And with a lot of these shows, the winner is not always the most successful. That's what Lato was saying. But then again, she won hers and she's like on Rhythm and Flow now, so whatever, innit? So that was Rhythm and Flow. And then, just want to mention the homeless girl from Detroit. For me, you know, Detroit has still got like a massive place in my heart, you know. Detroit, Flint, Michigan, the water crisis. It's got a massive place in my heart, you know, because I like find that to be a really stupid, crazy, man-made problem of the world right now. Of course, there are other things going on, bigger things going on. But Michigan, the water crisis has really got a place in my heart, because like, it really should never have happened, shouldn't be happening. The impact on lives, guys, look into the Flint or Michigan water crisis. Have a look into it. Basically, in a nutshell, there's a good chunk of America which hasn't even got clean water. And the impact on families, the impact on health, the impact on lives, young lives, is just despicable. Anyway, that contestant, poor thing, she was like homeless, innit? And she had like been in like a homeless shelter while she's competing on this show. She was talented, but yeah, that was a real tough one with her. You could tell that she was in survival mode, and so you would be in it when you're homeless. Makes total sense. For me, the one who kind of should have gone further, could have won, was the girl who did multiple voices. I've forgotten her name now. For some reason, I'm thinking London something like that, something like London. And she could do her voices would like change, and I think that was quite versatile and good for rap, and really should have, still probably will go further. I think that was the most talented one in my opinion. And that brings us on to the Rap Game UK. All right, so this is British version of Rhythm and Flow. So with it being British, it's obviously just better. It's tougher because I think that the rapping, the complexity, a lot of everything else is faster. So you've got to produce more lyrics, and that's just more challenging. So the Rap Game UK, right? So really, this one was between Hey Dog and Leia. I mean, Leia was number one spot by a mile all the way through. But throughout the show, Hey Dog was closing the gap. That's how this series went. And I would definitely say this has been, if not the best series ever, it's been the best series in a good while. The talent, like widespread throughout this show, has been just amazing. A lot of talented people. I mean, Zizou was boring though. I don't want to be tight, yeah. But in the first episode, there's a girl called Morgan, who I also think was horrendous. And Morgan got kicked out. They all had to vote somebody out, and they all voted out Morgan. And Morgan said, I don't like Zizou. He's very boring. He's got a style without any energy, basically. And I didn't really spot it. But then as the series went on, I don't know if it was like the Morgan curse or something, but as the series went on, we could see that she was right. She was proper bullseye correct. Zizou was really boring. It was like there was nothing he could do about it. It was just everything he did was mad boring. But then at the end, his very last performance had some energy. And so that's why I know he can do it. So really, I try to avoid criticisms generally if I can, where I know they can't do anything about that. But Zizou can do something about this. We've seen him perform with energy, so give it some energy, or stick to the R&B way of doing it and like just get into your little pocket and give it no energy if that's going to be your thing. But you can clearly give energy, so just do it. So that was him. Sabrizi was horrendous. Now, Sabrizi, she came in late. It was Sabrizi versus Yarrow Always. And Yarrow Always is Shiesty's brother. Now, I'm sure I've heard some of Shiesty's music here and there somewhere, but I don't really know who Shiesty is, I'll be honest. But I know she's a name in the game. I know that she's successful. And basically, to get into the show, Yarrow Always had to do basically a freestyle against Sabrizi. And Yarrow Always was miles better than Sabrizi. But Yarrow Always didn't get through. I was like, what is going on? I feel like Yarrow Always was really good, right? He was so good that he was like Hey Dog. And I think the judges were a bit like, we've already got a guy who's like that. So we've already got a guy, Hey Dog, who is bang on like Yarrow always. So we don't want two of the same person. So that's why he never got through, in my opinion. But yeah, Sabrizi was not the right choice. Like, she, quite early on, I was like, why have they chosen her? She's just not got it, to be honest. On to Hey Dog. Now, at first, I was like, Hey Dog's accent is too strong. I can't tell what the guy's saying, right? But it was growing on me. Like, he was good, but it wasn't just the accent, really, which was unique and cool and sounds good on the mic and everything. He's very clever. He's very smart. His style is really good. And he's able to really make emotive lyrics, you know, really put it together. And he basically made songs. Some of the stuff that he made was basically songs, right? Complete. There was one where they all had to use the same beat. They all had to use the same beat, right? But they could make little adjustments to it. But his adjustment was amazing. Like, he increased the tempo, and nobody else really did that. So the way he adjusted it was really clever. And then, of course, he rapped on top of it, and the rap just connected. It was bang on. So he did really well. By the time he got to the end of the series, he was a close second. He was a close second by the end of the series. He was really good, extremely talented for his age. He's going to go far. He's got a lot to give him, really. All right, and then on to the winner, and that is Leia. Leia was crazy from the outset. So she's like a classically trained singer who can rap. So that in itself is a mad mix already. And she proper approached it like she wanted to cross all the T's and just dot all the I's. She had everything done. She even like made merch in a few of like the episodes, her own merch for like a certain song or the certain brand that she was going for. Really clever. And there was one where they had to work in the studio because the judges were like, want to see how you perform in the studio, how you work, what's your process. And in that, she made like this rap which was about like respect and power, and it was about femininity. And she made a song. Like, she made a song in that one episode, and the way she made it was just amazing. It was the complete package. And I think that she did that on more than one occasion. So she was really talented, like really brandable and stuff. So absolutely smashed it. Really impressive. That was the Rap Game UK. That was season 6 for anybody who's thinking about getting hold of it or watching it. Season 6. And we're coming to the end of it now, guys. I'm just going to touch on something, and then we'll talk about Drake and him suing different things and a little bit of that. So, Blake Lively. I don't know what's happening with Blake Lively. You guys just put it in the comments. I know that a film came out and she's suing the director and it's all going a bit weird. What is it? Something to do with her image? Something making her look bad or something? You guys tell me. I don't know what's happening with Blake Lively, guys. But something is happening with Blake Lively. Put it in the comments. You guys tell me. Now, Drake. So Drake, basically, he has been suing his own label because him and Kendrick, they fall under the same umbrella label, right? So what he's done is he's suing the label, saying that you guys pumped up Kendrick's numbers. So Drake is saying, you guys inflated Kendrick's numbers to make him look better. So he's saying that to Universal, who are, of course, Mahusive. And he's saying the same thing to Spotify. He's saying to Spotify, you guys have inflated the number of plays that Kendrick got to make him look more successful, to make him look better. There's something wrong with your numbers and you guys are part of the deal. You guys are part of this. And it's weird because What a strange angle to go down. What evidence have you got? Maybe he's got some strong evidence somewhere, but I don't know who's come out. I think it's Spotify has come out and said, it's either Spotify or Universal, but I'm pretty sure it's Spotify. They've come out and said, we haven't inflated the numbers. The numbers are just reflecting what people wanted to listen to. And in this instance, they wanted to listen to Kendrick. It's just mad, isn't it? It's just so mad that Spotify have come out and said, no, just to clarify here, you lost. In all intents and purposes, you lost. And we're going to make that formal if that's what you want to do. If you want to go down the legal route, we can go down the legal route, and let me just let you know, you lost. So, there you go. So that's basically it, guys. That's us done and dusted, all caught up. I hope you guys are looking forward to watching Severance Season 2. Severance is the best thing that I've seen on a screen in a million years. So make sure you watch Severance Season 1 before Season 2 comes out, because Season 2 is coming out very, very soon. There's that. There's Squid Game, which is doing a little bit more. That's coming out as well. I think like Christmas Day or something. So congrats on that. Tyson Fury, I think he should have lost. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. I think, okay, no. If I'm honest, it should have been a draw. As far as I could see, that fight was a draw. That's what it should have been. All right, there you go. So you're happy with that. I've already talked about Tyson, and that was a money grab, and Tyson basically could have really ended Jake Paul. Could Jake Paul have ended Tyson? No, I don't think so. So that is basically us. Dexter, I can't believe they've made something else with Dexter on the screen. I hate Dexter. Dexter is the worst thing I have ever seen in my entire life. I will say that again. Dexter is the worst thing I have ever seen, ever seen in my entire life. Yet, I don't know how they've made another season. I thought they made like a one-off feature-length TV film. Film for TV. But no. They've gone and they've made another Dexter series. All I can say is do not watch it. If you do watch it, then watch it to see just how bad and horrendous it is. In fact, if you want to see how horrendous it is and you haven't seen the series, go back and watch all of Dexter. Go watch it from the beginning. Because guys, there's times in Dexter when from one season to the next, half of the cast is gone. Half of the cast is just gone. And then in the story, they make up a reason like, oh, it's a shame that person retired. Or, oh, yeah, he got moved to a different branch, had to move house. I'm telling you, not just one person, like 4 or 5 cast members just go. Anyway, don't get me started on how bad Dexter is. It's really bad. I hate it. And yeah, they've made a new series, and I'm going to have to watch it because I'm going to have to watch how horrendous it is. I'm going to have to watch it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to watch it just to see how just, I don't know, what's the word? Mind-bending? Gut-wrenching? Gut-wrenching? Oh, I hate Dexter. Anyway, guys, thanks all for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully it'll be sooner than this, because this took ages. I've been away for a while in a way. So I will hopefully see you guys soon. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, share, all the rest of it. And catch you soon. Take it easy. Have a good evening.